Well, let's get you an update now from the 2022 FIFA World Cup underway in Qatar, where Morocco have played a 0-0 draw against Croatia in their first game of the tournament. Take you live now to Qatar, bringing in our reporter Khotso Sello, who was following the match live at the city of Al Khor. Khotso, tell us how it all went down.
It was a beautiful result for the Moroccans, as you know that we are all, rooting for all the African teams. And I think, the big upset when Saudi Arabia beat Argentina, it made sure that all the other teams can really think about that. Perhaps we have a shout in this match, and I think Morocco put up a brave performance against a star-littered Croatian side earlier on today. And I'm joined by Moroccan fans who are very much happy about the result that happened. Sir, just give us, your impressions of the game.
It was a great match. It's the best feeling ever. I hope that we will win next match.
Are you inspired by the performance that you saw today and you feel, some say this is the group of death with Belgium and, of course, Croatia and Morocco. And I guess, everybody's looking to gain points from Canada. But do you really feel like after getting a point today, you really have a shout?
Yes, we have it. We will win next match.
And which players for you stood out today?
Which players?
Which players from Morocco do you feel did well?
Yeah, Mazraoui and Hakimi was the best.
And the Bono also. Bono also is the best one.
And the Bono also is the best one. And do you feel that this Qatar World Cup is open for anyone?
Yeah, exactly. The Qatar Cups are open for everyone, and I think the next match will be difficult for every teams.
There you have it, the Moroccan fans quietly confident that their side will do well in a group that has been dubbed by many as the group of death, and we'll be making our way.
Khotso, if you're still able to hear me, many of the Africans in Doha at the moment, well, in other parts of Qatar as well, as you were saying, are supporting African teams. But what's been the reaction, especially after that major upset yesterday caused by Saudi Arabia in their match?
I think what that win by Saudi Arabia did was spark the excitement back into the tournament. As you know, that most of these states that we are in are Arabic states. And I think after Qatar lost to Ecuador, there was a bit of a dampened spirit from the locals and not really, keen to see, the other matches unfold. But after that win by Saudi Arabia, I think it spurred a lot of fans on, and we saw the numbers coming out. Earlier on at our hotel, which is Voco, which is based in Doha, we saw the fans just, tucking into the buses and making sure that they come grab their tickets. Outside here, there's a ticketing center where they came and purchased their tickets so they could be able to come support Morocco. And as well as, we must also remember that Tunisia also, were able to get a point yesterday. So I think all the Africans are just banding together and making sure that, Africa is represented in the knockout stages.
Arabia has given, I don't want to say smaller teams, but some of the teams where people may perhaps be underestimating them, a hope that they can still cause an upset in this tournament. Argentina, Lionel Messi, this may be his last World Cup. He was part of that team that lost to the Saudis yesterday. What are people saying about him and the prospects? Is that still the main focus for his home side, making sure that he's able to walk away from a World Cup with a trophy?
Well, I think I should do it like this, Temegile. Let's ask the actual people here, in Qatar about how they feel, particularly after Saudi Arabia beat Argentina yesterday. Does that give, the African sides and all the other smaller nations a glimmer of hope that they will do well at this tournament?
Of course, you're right. The win of Saudi Arabia yesterday and the result of Tunisia against Denmark, one of the best European sides, was a great support for all of us. And I think this is a good World Cup for all the African teams, because this is the first time that all African nations are represented by teams who are coached by African people from the country. This is the first time ever, and it's very, very important for all of us. Of course, when an Arab nation is doing a good result, also the African nations are motivated, and also it depends also and it gives hopes, and it increases hopes for other African nations. And Senegal did a good game against Netherlands, as we all saw, and deserved to win, or at least deserved a nil. We hope Ghana will do the same thing in another group of death. And of course, Cameroon will do it in their group and have a good results for Africa.
Looking at the teams, the African teams that are represented here, there is only 5. But from what you've seen so far in the tournament, do you feel that, you know, they can break that hoodoo of not being able to make it into the last 4 of the tournament?
Yes, that's hoodoo. I think Senegal could pass easily if they can even we will talk about Qatar, the host nation. They will beat them and pass easily. Ghana has a difficult group. Cameroon has a difficult group. We also has a difficult group. Tunisia has a good chance because they have Australia in second game. So if they win Australia, they will have 4 points. I think if we go to the knockout stage, everything is possible, and especially for teams who are initiated in these types of tournament, like Ghanaian, for example. If Ghana pass or Senegal, they will be unbeatable in the knockout stage, and it'll be good. It'll be good, very good for us.
Do you think it's to the detriment of the so-called bigger nations? The detriment of the bigger nations, yes, to underestimate the African sides that are here?
Yes, the underestimation for underdogs is always like this, and we play with this, and we also take it as an advantage for us, especially for teams who don't respect us as African nations, because our football is known for 2 things. The North African football is more technical, more tricky. The other African sub-Saharan football is very physical, is very enthusiastic, very motivated, etc., engaged. And when European sides or Latin sides are not doing carefully with us, we can do good things.
Do you feel that the number of fans from Africa that have come all the way to come support will add that much needed, you know, lift to the teams?
Yes, this is very good question, of course, and we have also a very good community of people from India, from Pakistan, and those people are automatically with the underdogs and with people and with teams that are underrated. They will support us, and as you see, Indians and Pakistanis are supporting the lower quality teams on paper. So this is a good thing for us.
Well, there you have it from the locals here in Qatar, just, you know, sharing their views about the prospect of the African teams and also the Arab nations that are represented here. It seems like there's a working relationship between the two.
Khotso Sello live for us in Al Khor, that's in Qatar, where a full Newzroom Afrika team is covering the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Khotso, for now, thank you. We'll talk to you later. He couldn't wait, could he, to get out of that shot.